Humanity didn't fall in a blaze of glory. We fell in silence. Worlds vanished without screams. Stars died without warning. And when the darkness finally reached Earth, we were alone. No allies, no backup, no future. Just 8 billion souls and one last fleet willing to burn itself into history. This is the day humanity stood against extinction and refused to break. The first transmission arrived on a cold, quiet night, an eerie pulse of static that cut through every frequency on Earth. At first, scientists thought it was another deep space anomaly, the kind of unexplained interference they had grown used to cataloging. But when the signal repeated with mathematical precision, synchronized across multiple observatories, humanity realized the truth. Someone was calling, and they were calling us. The message was not a greeting, it was a declaration. A voice, synthetic, cold, contemptuous, translated itself through Earth's quantum decoders and announced that the Vharox Dominion, an ancient extragalactic empire, had identified Earth as a biological infestation, an evolutionary mistake that had advanced beyond its right. They would not negotiate. They would not consider peaceful coexistence. Humanity had 7 days to surrender its world and all biological sovereignty or face extermination. Panic swept across every continent. Nations accused each other of provoking the enemy. Religions interpreted the signal in wildly different ways. Markets collapsed, schools closed. People hid, prayed, cursed, or prepared. But for the first time in centuries, humanity also unified, because the threat did not come from Earth. It came from the stars. Satellites detected the Vharox fleet before the 7th sunrise, a swarm of living ships, biomechanical organisms the size of cities, entering the solar system with the elegance of predators who had hunted for millennia. Nothing humanity had built, not drones, not battleships, not orbital defenses, matched their speed or power. Their arrival darkened the skies of Mars and silenced the colonies on Europa. Millions died within hours. Earth fought back with everything it had. Nuclear lances burst in space like artificial suns. Laser arrays carved glowing wounds into alien holes. Experimental weapons, those that nations swore never existed, were dragged from hidden vaults and deployed. Yet the Vharox brushed aside humanity's defenses like smoke. Their ships regenerated, their soldiers, towering 6-limbed horrors, landed in cities across the world and turned streets into slaughterhouses. Humanity was losing, and losing fast. But humanity has a strange trait, a defiance encoded not in biology, but in spirit. Even as cities burned, scientists, soldiers, engineers, and ordinary civilians refused to yield. Underground bunkers became research labs. Abandoned factories became weapons foundries. And in the ruins of Geneva, a scientist named Dr. Leon Mercer made a discovery that changed everything. She found a weakness. The Vharox biomechanical biology relied on something akin to a neural resonance, a frequency that allowed their living ships, soldiers, and central command to synchronize like a single organism. If that frequency was disrupted, the entire Dominion might collapse internally. Dr. Mercer proposed a weapon, Project Ragnarok, a planetary-scale resonance pulse that could shatter the Vharox hive link. But to deliver the pulse, someone had to carry the device aboard the Vharox command ship, the Eternal Sovereign, a colossal vessel orbiting Earth like a second moon. Every military unit volunteered. Every elite squad demanded the mission. But in the end, it was given to a single team, the Sentinel Division, an experimental fusion of exosuit soldiers enhanced with nanofiber musculature, quantum neural implants, and AI-linked combat instincts. They were humanity's sharpest blade. Their leader, Captain Eric Vaughn, was a soldier forged by tragedy. He had lost his wife in the first orbital strike, his city in the second, and his hope sometime in between. There was nothing left for him but the mission and the faint, stubborn belief that humanity deserved to survive. The infiltration began above a burning Earth. Stealth dropships, cloaked in stolen Vharox biotech, pierced the command ship's outer membranes. The interior was a biomechanical labyrinth, pulsating walls, rivers of glowing nerve tissue, tunnels that shifted like the throat of a living creature. Vharox warriors descended upon the humans, roaring in alien fury. The battles were brutal, fought in close quarters where screams echoed through flesh-like corridors. One by one, the sentinels fell, but they carved a path of fire and steel deeper into the ship. Vaughn lost friends he had fought beside for years. He pushed forward anyway, carrying the Ragnarok device strapped to his exosuit, knowing that his life ended the moment he activated it. At the ship's central core, Vaughn reached the heart of Dominion, a massive beating node of tissue surrounded by conduits of shimmering energy. The Vharox overmind spoke through it, its voice vibrating through every surface. "You are an aberration. Your species crawled from mud and dared to look at the stars. We end what should never have existed." Vaughn smiled, a tired, broken human smile. "That's the difference between us. You were born superior and stayed that way. We were born weak and chose strength."
He activated Ragnarok. The pulse erupted through the ship like a supernova of sound and light. Vharox warriors froze mid-charge. Their ships spasmed in orbit. The hive link shattered like glass, and the entire Dominion, across the solar system, felt the rupture. The command ship convulsed violently, tearing itself apart. Vaughn died in the explosion, but because of him, the Vharox died too. On Earth, their soldiers collapsed into lifeless heaps. Their living ships decayed in orbit, drifting like rotting leviathans. Across every battlefield, humanity watched as their invincible enemy dissolved into nothing. The war ended in a single moment. Humanity stood victorious, bloodied, scarred, grieving, but unbroken. Across ruined cities and darkened continents, people emerged from shelters and bunkers. They cried, they hugged strangers, they raised flags both old and new. Humanity had been pushed to extinction's edge and chose to fight instead. Years later, a monument was built on the site where the first alien strike hit Earth. It bore a single inscription: "They started the war. We ended their existence. Not because we were stronger, but because we refused to kneel." And the stars, once symbols of fear, became symbols of triumph. Humanity didn't just survive. Humanity claimed the future. In the years following the destruction of the Vharox Dominion, Earth entered an age unlike any in its history. Cities once buried under ash and metal were slowly rebuilt with new alloys forged from alien wreckage. Streets that had echoed with screams now hummed with welding sparks and construction drones. Humanity grieved, but it also evolved. The lost had carved a wound so deep that no nation, no leader, no survivor could ignore it. Yet beneath the grief was a rising determination. If another empire lurked in the dark, humanity would never again be caught unprepared. Dr. Lyon Mercer became a symbol of this new era.
Her discovery of the Vharox resonance weakness turned her from an anonymous scientist into a global figure whose name became synonymous with survival. But fame brought guilt. She had cracked the enemy's biology open, but millions had died before the breakthrough came. She often found herself standing alone at dawn on the ruins of former Geneva, where the research station had once been. The silence there reminded her of the lives that never saw the war end. Still, she chose to carry the weight. In her heart, she believed she could turn the tragedy into something greater, something that would ensure no alien empire ever had the chance to threaten humanity again. Across the world, monuments rose, each inscribed with the same 4 lines. But as awe-inspiring as they were, they became more than memorials. They became rallying points. Veterans gathered there and shared stories of lost friends. Families laid flowers on stone altars, and children traced the engraved names with their fingers, whispering promises to be better, stronger, wiser. Humanity was no longer the same species that had panicked at the first alien broadcast. The war had burned the fear out of them and replaced it with resolve. And then, something unexpected happened. Months after the Vharox annihilation, deep space telescopes began detecting distortions near the edges of the solar system, gravitational tremors too rhythmic to be natural. For weeks, scientists monitored them, unsure whether they were remnants of alien technology dying out or something entirely new. When the distortions finally ceased, a single object remained: an alien beacon, dormant, drifting, ancient. It was not Vharox. Its language structure resembled nothing found in the Dominion systems. Humanity had not been discovered by one empire. They had been watched by at least 2. The AES Dauntless, Earth's first rebuilt star frigate, retrieved the beacon and brought it into lunar orbit for analysis. What the scientists found was not a message, but a warning. The beacon had been placed thousands of years earlier by a civilization older than nearly every species the Vharox had encountered. Its final data fragment revealed the existence of the Chronexus, an entity or empire lost in myth even among galactic records. The Vharox, for all their cruelty, were only predators at the edges of deeper horrors, and this civilization had somehow known of them. Years later, a monument was built on the site where the first alien strike hit Earth. It bore a single inscription: "They started the war. We ended their existence. Not because we were stronger, but because we refused to kneel." And the stars, once symbols of fear, became symbols of triumph. Humanity didn't just survive. Humanity claimed the future. In the years following the destruction of the Vharox Dominion, Earth entered an age unlike any in its history. Cities once buried under ash and metal were slowly rebuilt, with new alloys forged from alien wreckage. Streets that had echoed with screams now hummed with welding sparks and construction drones. Humanity grieved, but it also evolved. The loss had carved a wound so deep that no nation, no leader, no survivor could ignore it. Yet beneath the grief was a rising determination. If another empire lurked in the dark, humanity would never again be caught unprepared. Dr. Lillian Mercer became a symbol of this new era. Her discovery of the Vharox resonance weakness turned her from an anonymous scientist into a global figure whose name became synonymous with survival. But fame brought guilt. She had cracked the enemy's biology open, but millions had died before the breakthrough came. She often found herself standing alone at dawn on the ruins of former Geneva, where the research station had once been. The silence there reminded her of the lives that never saw the war end. Still, she chose to carry the weight. In her heart, she believed she could turn the tragedy into something greater, something that would ensure no alien empire ever had the chance to threaten humanity again. Across the world, monuments rose, each inscribed with the same 4 lines. But as awe-inspiring as they were, they became more than memorials. They became rallying points. Veterans gathered there and shared stories of lost friends. Families laid flowers on stone altars, and children traced the engraved names with their fingers, whispering promises to be better, stronger, wiser. Humanity was no longer the same species that had panicked at the first alien broadcast. The war had burned the fear out of them and replaced it with resolve. And then, something unexpected happened. Months after the Vharox annihilation, deep space telescopes began detecting distortions near the edges of the solar system, gravitational tremors too rhythmic to be natural. For weeks, scientists monitored them, unsure whether they were remnants of alien technology dying out or something entirely new. When the distortions finally ceased, a single object remained, an alien beacon, dormant, drifting, ancient. It was not Vharox. Its language structure resembled nothing found in the Dominion's systems. Humanity had not been discovered by one empire. They had been watched by at least 2. The AES Dauntless, Earth's first rebuilt star frigate, retrieved the beacon and brought it into lunar orbit for analysis. What the scientists found was not a message, but a warning. The beacon had been placed thousands of years earlier by a civilization older than nearly every species the Vharox had encountered. Its final data fragment revealed the existence of the Chronexus, an entity or empire lost in myth even among galactic records. The Vharox, for all their cruelty, were only predators at the edges of deeper horrors. Humanity read the message, and for the first time since the invasion ended, a cold realization spread across the world. They were not done. The galaxy held secrets grander and darker than the Vharox Dominion, and somewhere out there, if the beacon spoke truth, something was coming. The Valor's edge surged forward, burning everything it had left, ripping through debris fields and enemy fire like a spear thrown by a dying god. The Vharox dreadnought adjusted its aim, straight at us. It knew. It understood. It was afraid. For the first time, the silence hesitated. Impact in 20 seconds, Devlin whispered. The dreadnought's weapon reached full charge. A violet glow built beneath its hull. Earth was seconds from oblivion. We had one chance, one heartbeat, one impossible act. We rammed directly into the weapon core. The world went white. There was no pain, no sound, no fear. Just light, pure, blinding light, swallowing everything. And then, darkness. As I drifted between life and death, I heard a sound the Vharox had never heard before. A roar. Humanity's roar. Millions of voices across Earth, across the fleet, across every surviving colony, screaming as one. We do not break. The dreadnought exploded. Its entire fleet recoiled. Earth survived. Barely. And I faded, thinking the war was over. I was wrong. It had only just begun.
And so, humanity rose from ashes to the stars. We were never meant to survive the Vharox. We were never meant to become a galactic name. And we were certainly never meant to stand on the edge of a war older than creation itself. But this is who we are, a species that refuses to kneel, a species that turns loss into strength, a species that fights, even when the universe tells us we shouldn't. Stay with us, because this journey is far from over. New allies await, new enemies awaken, and the next chapter will decide not just humanity's fate, but the fate of everything that lives. Like, subscribe, share, and prepare yourself, because in this universe,
Humans don't just survive, we ascend.